So,
Yeah.
hello everyone. So we can start. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Today, Dr. Mulham will present the pre-match and the soap. Uh, Hopefully,
السلام عليكم.
alaikum salam wa rahmah.
Yeah.
So we can start, Mulham, when you are ready. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. All right. So today we want to talk on the pre-match and the soap. First, what is the pre-match? So the pre-match is a certain group of programs that do not participate in the Nrmp match, and those are the pre-match programs. So that's the main point. And how do we know them? The pre-match programs do not have Nrmp code, and that's when you're searching on programs based on different sites, you would find that they don't have any code in them. So that's the point. Now, all programs need to follow a certain rule, which is all or none rule. Either they have their residency spots in the Nrmp, that is including until waiting up to March, or they fill their spots directly. That's the pre-match, which is conducting the interviews and then followed by sending their positions or the contract or the offer, and then agreed or not. That's the Nrmp or before reaching March. Now, the pre-match program starts sending invites very early. So, for instance, this year it was end of October. So, beginning of November, most pre-match programs have sent their invites already. By the end of November, some they started providing offers. Mid of December, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, by the mid of December to the end of December, majority have ended their offers. Some they have one or two positions, and they do conduct interviews, but they would have finished already. So that this is important. If one have an invite early, it is important to always take the positions earlier than later to get the positions in those kind of programs. And the average response usually after an interview is 1 to 2 weeks. That's the usual in those situations. So that's just a quick summary on the pre-match. I felt it's appropriate here because this is the exceptions from the match or Nrmp. We need to discuss the pre-match and then the SOAP. Now, the SOAP itself, this is what is it? Is it's an abbreviation of for Supplemental Offer and Acceptance Program. So as it said here, this is from their official site. SOAP is a process during match week through which unfilled positions are offered by programs to SOAP eligible, unmatched, and partially matched applicants. So applicants must apply through the ERAS, similar to what we have applied initially at before the match started. So the same part there. And the applicants must apply through the ERAS to unfilled programs electing to participate in SOAP, and programs must offer those positions to applicants through the Nrmp registration, ranking, and results system. So we apply there through ERAS, then we go to the other side, which is Nrmp, and keep following until we have an invite from there. And most probably would send an invite by a phone call, actually, or an email. That's more likely because they have our data and information from the ERAS application and even from Nrmp. Positions offered and accepted constitute a binding commitment under the match participation agreement. So it will be something like if they send, sometimes there is not even an interview. They're interested in you, they know you either there, you work there, or there's a contact. They'll send you an invite during the rounds, round 1, 2, or 3. This year is 4, so round 1, 2, 3, or even 4. You would just accept from the Nrmp side, and this is a binding agreement from both sides, just similar to our Nrmp or the pre-match. All are the same. How does the SOAP work? So SOAP begins on Monday of match week, which applicants find out whether they match to a position. Also on that Monday, applicants can access ERAS and begin applying to programs. And the programs can begin downloading applications from ERAS. A series of SOAP offer rounds begins on Wednesday of match week, when the first SOAP offers are extended through the R3 system to the unmatched applicants list at the top of each program's preference list. Each SOAP round lasts 2 hours. So this is really short time period. Programs don't have that ability or capacity to review all that number of applications. And we will discuss the numbers in detail based on their website, how many apply every year. And it's important to know those figures, because knowing that, it means it's based on contacts. But are we allowed to do that? No, we are not allowed to contact programs during the Nrmp. That's a big red flag. And if we do so, and the program director send our email to the Nrmp or MBMEs or the ERAS, we will get a red flag in our application. And that's literally impairs our application season for the next year. We shouldn't do that mistake. So each SOAP round lasts 2 hours, during which applicants can accept or reject any offers they receive. New offers are instituted through subsequent rounds until SOAP concludes. All right, this is another question, which is, if I accept a position during SOAP, is it binding? Yeah, we discussed that. It's definitely binding for both sides. During SOAP, how often is the list of unfilled programs updated? The list of programs of unfilled programs will be updated 5 minutes after the conclusion of a SOAP round. A final version of the list will be posted to the R3 system 1 hour after the final SOAP round concludes, and will display all unfilled programs, including those that did not participate in the SOAP. So one can ask again, if I still do not have a position after SOAP, how do I apply to unfilled positions or programs? Once SOAP concludes, you can contact unfilled program directly using the information listed in the R3 system. So here, this is an important point. Right now, during the season, we can communicate with programs by contacting the program coordinator. They won't send our emails to the Nrmp saying, this is a complaint, this is somebody who's breaking the law. We are not, by contacting the program coordinator. But if we send to program directors, we can actually be considered as if we're breaking the law by disturbing them. So this is a big thing. Now, during the SOAP, it is completely not allowed to send any emails to the program coordinator or the directors. Maybe after the SOAP ends, then we can communicate immediately. Now, here is a trick. You can communicate with them before the SOAP starts. So the question becomes, how can you tell that a program is going to enter the SOAP? Well, we can review the data and see what programs are usually entering the SOAP. Well, you'll find positions, locations, certain areas nobody wants to go to. For instance, Baltimore. It is a very scary area. There's some probability of some programs not getting matched, for instance, in Baltimore, and it makes sense. It's very scary for many, even IMGs. So this is why some programs don't match, and you can see the data and follow it for the last couple of years. That's one of them, which is the dangerous cities that nobody wants to live in. Second of all, new programs. New programs always enter into those lists. And this year it's expected to have more than that number. So you can communicate, or we can communicate with programs before the SOAP, because we are not breaking the law. Just in an appropriate way, I'm very interested in your program, and something in that sense. And if you have a contact there, you mention it. You will be provided priority. SOAP is very small time. The ones who have a contact, communicate early, they have a better chance. So that is really important. All right. Then here, this is based on the schedule. So it starts March 15. As mentioned, 10:30 Eastern Time, school officials can access Unmatched applicants report in R3 system, embargoed until 11 a.m. Eastern Time. 11 Eastern Time, that's the SOAP begins. So really quick, everything is entering into each other. There is no time, even for the programs and for us. Applicants learn if they matched by email and R3 system. SOAP eligible, unmatched, and partial matched applicants can access the list of unfilled programs in the R3 system. Programs learn if they're filled by email and R3 system. That's at 11 a.m. Medical schools receive lists of unfilled programs by email and R3 system. Then it's mentioned at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. SOAP applicants can start preparing applications in AMC ERA system. Applicants and their representatives cannot communicate. This is big. Cannot communicate until contacted by that program. Then at 3 p.m., programs can begin. Reviewing SOAP applications in the AMC ERA system can contact applicants upon receipt of an application. So it starts at here, at this level. They can communicate by phone call, email, anything can happen at any time during this day. Next day, which is March 16, that's Tuesday, 3:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Programs begin creating SOAP preference lists. Applicants do not submit preference lists for SOAP at this level. Then the SOAP round 1 starts 17th of March, 11:55 a.m. Eastern Time. This is the deadline to certify program reference list for round 1. So this is the time here. And then it keeps on going. The sequence is very similar in the days, but first, the same day you have 2 rounds, which is first round 1, which is starting 11:55, and then they said the second round, the deadline to modify and certify programs preference list for round 2, 2:55, small amount of time. So they already have certain, by this, they already have their list, which they're gonna go for up to the end. So it's important to start early. So they would choose first for the ones who have in their list, and they keep going from there. Like the one who rejected them, they go to the next in the list, the third, the fourth, and the fifth, and sixth, and so on. Everyone they interview, they would say, I will rank you high, all right? So to make sure that they accept the offer, because if they have a great applicant, they wanna make sure they get them immediately. So that's how it goes here. And most probably, American grads, they get their, the dean to be involved one way or another to call different programs that they're interested in, and they have a chance there. And then they would just say, this is a great applicant. I definitely can guarantee he would do everything during residency. So they vouch for them. And this is some more information here mentioned. For the round 3, and the good thing is there's round 4. So there is more number of programs expected during the match season here, or number of programs. And then the match day is March 19, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Medical school match day ceremonies, applicant match results available by email and R3 system. Now, let's enter into the details which we're looking for. So the Nrmp, in 2012, launched the Match Week supplement to offer an acceptable program to replace the Scramble. It was used to call Scramble. It wasn't really as organized as the SOAP, streamlining the process for unmatched applicants and directors of unfilled programs. During the SOAP, eligible unmatched applicants for use ERAS, a series. This is literally what we said. Let's go to the next second paragraph, which is more important. Who are eligible? So the universe of SOAP eligible applicants is slightly different from that of unmatched active applicants. An applicant is eligible for a SOAP if the applicant is, number 1, registered for the main residency match. So you need to be registered. That's the important part. Second of all, eligible to enter graduate medical education on July 1 in the year of match. So ECPMG certified. That's what they're trying to say here. Third, fully unmatched or partially matched. What is that? Well, it is partial match is with only a prelim or an advanced position, just like the radiology involvement and all that. So you have one of two. You don't have both, right? So they need here, they're considered to be partial matched. They're looking for the second portion to cover their matching. All that starts on Monday of match week. Applicants who do not submit rank or a list when the matching algorithm is processed are eligible to participate in SOAP if they meet those criteria. What does this sentence mean? This means if you don't have an invite up to the end of March, you don't have any ranking of program, then you are directly eligible. So you don't need to send an email to Nrmp. You are eligible to participate in SOAP without doing anything. That is good. Now, here's the data. In 2020, there was almost 1,200,000 applicants were SOAP eligible. So that's a big number, right? Let's see the divisions. 656 fewer than in 2019. That is good. Despite the increased number of match registrants, 356 calculated from the table, right? But what is important here, the division is in 2020, US citizens and non-US citizens IMD together constituted more than 2/3 of the SOAP eligible applicants. And we'll see the subdivisions in the next paragraph. Then they're saying comparing to 2019, certain figures. But let's enter into the next paragraph, which is more important. In 2020, 648 of the 709 programs unfilled after the matching algorithms was processed participated in the SOAP, offering almost 2,000 positions, which is 1,896 of the 1,998 positions not filled when the matching algorithm was processed. Half of that positions were PGY1. That is good. 580 prelim, surgery.
Mulham, we lost you. Hello, Mulham. If you hear us, we can't hear you. So, in the meantime, until Mulham come back, maybe we can just discuss some. The first item were registered for the main residency match. So this step, I think we should focus on. Not sure how you do that, but you need to figure it out, and you need to register for the main residency match if you didn't do so. The second part, I think all of you or those who are applying meet this criteria, and the third criteria, if you didn't get any invitation by the time that start. Any questions so far from the group? Marwa, please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to comment. I think the part of about registered for the main residency match is actually the part we already did. So it's like you have to have already applied for like even I don't know. I hear that you have to have already applied at least for even like one program or so.
Is that through IRAS, that means?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
it's different? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So if that's the case, yeah, go ahead, Khalid.
Yeah, I think to be eligible, I think we need to have the Nrmp number to register for it, and I think it's have a different fee, and you have to have that number and to pay for this to be eligible. And I encourage all those that don't have it to do it as soon as possible, because I think they will increase the fee after a certain like if it was January something, but I'm not sure when. You have to apply, yes, through IRAS, and also to have the residency matching program number. You have that number to create account, and then you have access to sub programs.
So I will let Dalia and Lubaba ask question. Maybe Khalid, if you can pull up the website for Nrmp and see what the steps there.
Sure.
Update us. Dalia, please go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to comment about the Nrmp too.
Mm-hmm.
That the deadline is, I think, is January 31st, if I'm not mistaken, to register for it and pay the $85, I think.
85, okay.
Yes, true. I think Mulham is joining. Yeah, I do have a question regarding the list. Are we required to certify a list of programs during SOP, or this is only by the program? This is my question. I don't know if someone know about that.
So, Somi, you want to add something or ask?
Yeah, so I want to clarify that in order to be eligible for a main residency match, basically we have to apply through ERAS. That's already we did, and we have to apply through Nrmp. We have to register for Nrmp, and that is coming. Like deadline is January 31st without a extra fee, which is like 85. But you can register for Nrmp until March 7th, I guess. But there are some additional fee included. And for Lubaba's question, what I understood, probably Lubaba is asking like, like for SOAP, should we rank them, or SOAP, if we participate for the SOAP, for the program we interviewed, should we rank or not? I think if we apply or get interview from the SOAP, yeah, you have to still like rank, or like you will get the offer right there, something like that. And if you accept that, it will be, I mean, you will be coming to know in like 24 hours or so. And basically the Friday that week, the match week, you will be coming to know that you match or not. But they will, if they like you, and they will offer you right there.
So that means if, for example, if I got a call from 2 or 3 programs, I need to rank them by the order that I prefer and submit it somewhere?
Yeah, so if you get a call from 2 or 3 programs, so during the interview, you will, like, after the interview, they will give you a letter or something that are you going to accept it or not. So if you accept it, any of those, so then the rest that you will be you'll be coming to know that Friday that you matched or not. Basically, you matched, you already know that you accept the offer. So, but the final result, you're coming to know that Friday. That's why that match day is basically the Friday, and you know where you match, because the people who will be match on Monday, they don't know where they match. Only Monday they will know match or not. But where, if like, let's say Mulham interviewed for 5, 5 different hospital, but he will not, if he matched, he will not to know like where he matched. He will only know on Monday that is email saying you matched or not. And then on Friday, everybody will, like, all the participants will coming to know where you match, which hospital. So that's this Monday to Thursday, the SOAP participant who did not match, they have the ability to interview and accept the offer or not. And then finally you are coming to know on Friday.
Got you. Thank you so much.
So Khalid, if you want to
continue. I share with you the screen, like how to prepare for the SOAP. You see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
And here is my like to submit your ERAS application, as all of us did, and also to keep your personal information, which is the number I talked about, to register for it. I think the fee is $80 or $100. I'm not sure. And as Dalia mentioned, they will increase the fee after a certain time. You have to have an Nrmp ID, and if you have those, you are eligible to participate in the SOAP. And the programs appear here, not in the ERAS itself, but in the National Residency Match program. You will see the unfilled positions, and then you will apply to them. And this is a document they have from last year, and I think it is self-explanatory. I already uploaded it in the WhatsApp group. If Mulhim joined or you have questions, I think you will find most of the answers here. And this is their rules.
Let's check if Mulham, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm sorry about the issue I had.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Khalid, do you have any addition, or let's
No, if Mulham is here, I think he will cover it all. Thank you.
All right, Mulham, you can continue from where. You stopped. I think you stopped somewhere about the number 1, number 2, number 3 requirement registration, and then
it was I stopped here or before that?
I think here. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. So here in the scramble process, it was in 2012. That's before right now the transition with the SOAP, which is more organized process. And the point here is to make everything in a smooth transition way. Everything should finish by the end of during the SOAP process, which is 99%, and that's the goal they are aiming for. The second paragraph, which is right now what Khalid mentioned, and thank you for providing that very concise points. Here it's this similar points, which is who is eligible for the process. Now, they're saying here clearly that any applicant is eligible for the SOAP if the applicant is registered for the main residency match. So that's the Nrmp portion. We need to pay the fee, which is, he mentioned right now, Khalid, this is probably about 85 right now, and probably even, I didn't hear Dali, but probably Dali mentioned the point about the fee will be increased by the end of the month. So we need to pay the fee of 85 right now, which will be double probably after the deadline, which is 31st of January. Then the second point here, which is eligible to enter the graduate medical education on July 1st in the year of the match. So we need to be ECFMD certified. That's the point here that we need to remember. The third point, which is fully unmatched or partial matched. So what is a partially matched applicant? They usually have something incomplete. So they're usually someone who's applied to radiology, some fields that require 2 portions, prelim and advanced. So here they say it is someone who has only a prelim or an advanced position. So they need to complete that portion to start their residency normally. So that all starts on Monday of match week. Applicants who do not submit rank orders lists when the matching algorithm is processed are eligible to participate in SOAP if they meet those criteria. So what they're referring by this point is if we don't have any program until the end of February or the ranking process, then we will automatically, if we are ECFMD certified, we pay the fee, and we are based on this criteria eligible, then we directly enter into the SOAP process. Now, who is considered not eligible? That is important also. So if you are not ECFMD certified, we are not eligible to enter. So they're continuously checking up to the 31st of, or actually they keep on checking up to the end, close to the SOAP starts. So they keep on updating every day who's ECFMD certified today, who's tomorrow, until they reach the SOAP. And the SOAP starts on the 15th of March. So they keep on updating everyone if they're ECFMD certified or not. And then they would send an email on the day itself, which is 15th of March, to everyone who's eligible for the SOAP. And the ones who get matched, they would say, you are not eligible for SOAP. That's an important email they would send during that day, earlier, which is probably about 12 p.m. Eastern time. The third paragraph here, it mentioned that in 2020, about 1,100,000, or actually probably 1,200,000. This is an important number. So knowing that 1,200,000 enters to the SOAP, that's a good number, it's a big number, and that number itself, it means, what is the subdivision of it? So 2,000 of those portions must probably match in the SOAP. That's a big number. This year is expected even to be more than that, probably even 3,000 to 4,000. So it means we have a higher chance during SOAP. Then they mention here that despite the increased number of match registrants, they're referring to the figures here, but the more important thing is the second part, which is the US citizens and non-US citizens IMGs together to constitute more than 2/3, that is 65% of the SOAP eligible applicants. So there are some who are not eligible, but they're provided a chance, probably US citizens. Compared with 2019, 487 fewer non-US citizens IMGs and 239 fewer US citizen IMGs were eligible for SOAP. So this paragraph is good, but there's some more details in the next couple of paragraphs which are more important. For instance, the fourth paragraph here, we have in 2020, 648 of the 709 programs unfilled after the matching algorithm was processed participated in SOAP, offering almost 2,000 positions. So this is the number. If we keep on returning back to the year years, 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, and so on, we will always see the figure 2,000 or equivalent plus or minus 100 there. That's the number of positions we expect during the SOAP. This year, it will be probably even more than that. How much, nobody knows because of the hoarding process and everything. Maybe it's 2,500 to 3,000. We would know immediately when we enter into the SOAP the first day how many positions are there. Then it's mentioned here, half or 50% of SOAP positions were PGY1 only. That is good. And they said 580 prelim surgery and 142 prelim medicine. It is important to recall the prelim medicine is very competitive in comparison to the prelim surgery. The reason is the ones who are having the partially matched, as we discussed, most probably going to take this. They are more ready and they're more preferred to any of the other applicants for that part. So for instance, if they have a certain portion or an advanced position already confirmed, they were more likely going to take the prelim medicine. The prelim surgery, many would apply to that, even if they have no interest in it, as an IMG who's interested in medicine, internal medicine or family medicine or other, because there's a good number of positions and many of them, they don't even, or remain open actually, even after the SOAP. So this is an important thing. Then there's 9 prelim obstetrics and gynecology, 5 prelim pediatrics, and 206 transitional year. Other specialties with large numbers of positions in SOAP were family medicine, that's 337 positions, and internal medicine 352 categorical and 5 primary. Pediatrics is 50 position categorical and 2 primary. Compared with 2019, 235 more PGY1 positions were available in SOAP. The increases were mainly in family medicine, surgery, that is prelim and prelim and transition year. So that's a good number of figure we're looking here. Now the last sentence here, the last paragraph, which is important. During the SOAP, offers, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, that's good, thank you. During the SOAP, offers are extended to applicants in rounds based upon the numbers of unfilled positions remaining in the program. And a position can be re-offered in a subsequent round if an offer from a prior round is rejected or expires. This is an important point. So the programs, they have their list, they have about 20 or maybe even more, and they keep on sending. The first round, they send it to a certain number of people, they will get rejected in certain numbers. They will go towards the next, they keep on going to the list until they reach a full coverage of their positions, and then they would stop. And as Sumi mentioned, this is an important point. You can know if you have, for example, 3 or 4 interviews or even 5 during the SOAP. You did your interviews by the phone call, and this is important. What type of interview will you have? Well, it's really quick. It's not like the interviews during the season. It's real quick, maybe by phone call. Some just, they don't have time. Hello, how are you? You are still the same person? You want to know certain questions. They would ask their concerns in the question, and they ask 1 or 2, 3 questions, and that's it. Who will be the person there? Most probably it will be the chief resident and also the program director. Both will be communicating and identifying the certain concerns that they have based on the CV and confirming that the person is really eligible and he's a great candidate or she's a great candidate for the position. So it can be a phone call or it can be a Skype. That's the usual 2 things, methods every year. This year might be even add the Zoom part based on how everything has been changing. So Zoom can be also included into those considerations. So we need to make sure we have Zoom, we have Microsoft Meeting, we have everything ready in those parts, just in case they need, they say, usually what they do is they would send an email saying, send us your Skype ID or send us your, probably this year, maybe your Zoom information. So we need to be ready for that part immediately. And then, yeah, the positions here, they said it's a 2,700 position were sent to applicants. Of those, 1,600 were accepted, 969 were rejected, and 70 expired. By the conclusion of the SOAP, almost 90% of the available positions had been filled, resulting in a 99% overall fill rate for all positions placed in the 2020 match. So that's their aim actually from the start when they started the SOAP, to make sure everything is organized to finish in a certain manner by almost 99%. So there is 1% remaining, which is equivalent to 210 positions. And this is important. So it means that during SOAP, there's a good number of positions. After SOAP, there is a good number of positions also, which is 210. The majority of it I have read for last year or before, it was almost about 30 to 50% prelim in surgery. So there is a good number even after the SOAP for that part. So we need to be ready. If we are aiming to do that, we need to choose our programs, what we are aiming to. We have probably 40 programs. So what you're going to place your program? Are you going to subdivide, or are you going to make it only on one certain area you believe in that area? So you need to make the calculations very early. Is it surgery, prelim surgery, internal medicine, peds, family medicine? Make it very early and knowing what programs you're really good at. The location helps a lot because it's COVID year, so the position will be helpful. For instance, if you are in New York or in, for instance, Michigan, the programs that are going to be up in there, make sure you apply to the areas that they're there. Your chance will be better in comparing to someone who's from a different position because you know the area and probably even have rotated there in the program. That's an important point to recall. And here's the last point, which is really important, knowing this figure, that last year and even for the last 3 or 5 years, this figure is haven't changed much really, which is the last paragraph here, the small part, which is the US MD seniors accepted almost for 50% of the positions filled during the SOAP, while DO seniors accepted 24%. How about IMGs? IMGs, 20%, 333. It is almost always for the last couple of years, always 20%. So it is a good number. It is not like majority say it's nothing at all. Well, but it's important to recall that this every year is considered to be a mix between IMGs. Caribbeans are included, Caribbean grads. Second of all, IMGs requiring visa and non-visa, right? This is usually preferred for Caribbeans and also for not requiring a visa. They prefer someone who's already ready. But then again, the ones who have really great credentials, not requiring a visa, might also match, and they have for the last couple of years. So everything can work for this, and especially this year is different. The number of positions are more probably and more rounds, and so we need to be ready ahead, knowing that what are the new programs for this year in family medicine, internal medicine, and prepare their emails and send them a message very early. For instance, February at the end of it, so that they know that we're interested in them, and they're most probably going to enter into SOAP. They have my 4 or 5, maybe even more than that positions. If we send them early, they would know our interest, and we might have a better chance because it is a quick time. The ones who communicate with them early, they would have most likely a chance if they reviewed our CV and if they're interested also. Now, this is the last point, which is important. Just a quick summary. Before SOAP, send a message to this is the same point, which is sending to the program coordinator of all programs expected to enter to the SOAP, like the new program. Why I'm saying that? This is just my thought process here. I'm thinking of this process because it is not breaking the law here. We are not breaking the Nrmp code as we have read it. It doesn't break it by this process. But if we send any email, any communication by phone call to the program coordinator or director during the SOAP, that's a break. And many have taken there's some note have been added to their ERAS application for the next match. And whenever somebody has a code that is a red flag in their application, it impairs the chances for match completely. We don't want to enter into that area. So we can communicate earlier, that is very early, with programs to the program coordinator only, not the program director, to show our interest in the program, and that if they enter into SOAP, we want to let you know we are highly interested in what you're offering, and they mention what they are offering, which is unique to you, and how you're going to help them based on your unique experiences. So in a sentence or a paragraph, that will be very helpful. And they can, if they look at our application and they like it, we will have hopefully a chance during the SOAP. Then the second point here, after match, the remaining spots are filled by contacts or previous unmatched interviewed candidates. Those 2 points are the most important after the SOAP, which are even during the SOAP probably, but after the SOAP are even having more important. There's a certain number of positions. We can send our emails. This is important. Even if we are not included in this category, we need to send our an email to all the program coordinators, and even the program directors at this phase. After the SOAP, we can send to everyone, even program directors, to have a better chance for matching. The last point, most interviews conducted are usually by Skype or a phone call. Maybe this year, Zoom can be added, or even Microsoft Meeting and others. Usually, interviews conducted usually by either the program director, usually it's a program director there, and then they would have someone else, like the chief residents might be helpful. They would say, do you have any questions? So they try to make it very similar to the interviews, but in a quicker manner. So they would have a call for 10 minutes, and that's it usually, nothing more. And that's how what I understood about the process of the SOAP, and inshallah it will work very well. And thank you. Do you have any questions for me? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mulham. So if anyone, Sumi, your hand is up, maybe.
No, I think it's from the previous one. Sorry. But
No.
I would like to thank you, Mulham, for his presentation. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was very great. Thank you so much, Mulham. It's very informative. Any other questions or addition?
Thank you, Mulham, for the great presentations, and it is very informative. I'm not sure if I joined, I think, 6 minutes late, but just I want to share with you this timeline for SOAP.
Sure.
You see my screen now?
Yes.
I'm not sure like how this year when they will start, but this I think for the last year. Probably Mulham mentioned it, but this is their timetable and how SOAP goes, like an hour by hour and day by day, and what to expect since like March 13, how the things started. Sorry. By the 16, I think the match applicant, they will be notified that they are matched, but they don't tell them why they matched. Sorry, I think it is here. This is for the SOAP when it start. I think on the 18th, they start. They call it, I think, round 1. All eligible applicants for the SOAP, they will receive an email, or they will receive the offers. You have to go to National Residency Match Program, and then you will see the offers or the available or unfilled positions in the programs, and then you will apply for them. And then it goes an hour by hour, and they will tell you what to do and each step. All of this timetable, it's available in the WhatsApp group, and you can refer to it to your on your free time to review it carefully, and it is self-explanatory. Thank you.
Thank you, Khalid. That's also important and informative. Thanks a lot. Any additional information or any other questions? Ali, go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Mulham. Thank you for this great presentation. You just mentioned something, and you compared preliminary surgery and preliminary medicine and so on. So I think I lost you for a second or two. So if you can explain that again. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Ali, for the question. Yeah, so there is some positions that are called prelim medicine and prelim surgery. The main purpose of them usually they're for certain subspecialties or specialties like radiology and others. They need to have certain. They need to have a year, which is called a prelim medicine, in all the departments of internal medicine, and then they would transition to advanced, which is the radiology part, for instance, as an example. So some would mention that they have an interest in, for instance, they would say, I'm interested in internal medicine, But then when they enter into the SOAP, they would say, well, I do have certain areas in my CV which shows that I'm also interested in different parts. Why not send my CV for also prelim medicine? So they would have then a position in that situation or an interview, and they can show their interest, and they would maybe provide a chance. But usually it's much tougher in prelim medicine in comparison to surgery. Prelim surgery is much clearer. If you have a CV which is very straightforward into surgery, then you would most likely get an interview there, and based on it, you would probably get directly into it. That's usually the prelim surgery, but it is a 1 year that is done there, and the contract stops immediately there. But the majority, that's a good thing, is the majority who enter into prelim or prelim surgery, because you enter into the system, you're able to form contacts and you can progress from there. So it's better as a plan B to do that. Always is a good plan B to have either prelim medicine or prelim surgery, and from there you enter and then transition. And many who enter into general surgery enter in that process. Usually they start as a prelim surgery, and then from there, sometimes they do it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. They keep on updating their themselves in that way, and then until they have the opportunity to enter into general surgery, or maybe even a more difficult process like plastic surgery or others, or orthopedic surgery. So this is one way that many would enter into surgery in this pathway, which is enter into first prelim surgery. In comparison to prelim medicine, this is not very often, but many have done it before. But usually it's by contacts, knowing somebody in the program. They would provide you the ability to be invited, and then you can progress. That's I hope that's something helpful. Thank you.
Yes, it is actually. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And Dr. Nari can also maybe add something there if I haven't completed the answer. Thank you.
No, I think that's a great question and great answer. I think that's exactly the answer I would give. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Marwa, please go ahead.
Hello. Thank you, Mulham, for the presentation. That was really helpful and informative. I just wanted to just make sure that I understand this correctly. Just wanted to clarify. So basically, the first day they're gonna be like the unfilled positions. You apply, and if you receive a phone call or something or invitation, and the next day you're gonna receive if they have offered you an offer, and then you accept or not. So what about the next round, for the unfilled, is gonna start afterwards, like after the first round concludes completely, then the unfilled position are gonna be shown again and you apply again, or I don't get that part, or does the programs, according to how many applicants accepted, offer more interviews? So regarding the application, you apply just one time, or how does that go?
Thank you, Marwa, for the question. And that's an important question that we need to differentiate. Can we do the application every round, change it, or is it fixed? It is fixed. From the start, you would just have your application. You choose your 40 programs, and then you keep going from round to round. There's a certain deadline. And even for the round, there's deadline for 2 hours or 3 hours. During this time, the programs would extend their invite to the programs or to the applicants, and the applicant then would either accept or not. If somebody accepts, then they immediately withdraw their application from the SOAP because they matched. And this is where Sumi mentioned that if you are having, for instance, 3 or 4 or 5 invites, and then you get an offer, they'll say that there's an offer. Will you accept that offer? So most probably accept. Now, this is the area I'm not 100% sure about it, but from what I read, where last time I remember that either the name of the program would appear, and you would say, I accept the position from this offer, from this program. So it's kind of like a pre-match, but it's in the week of the match. So you would know your position at this stage. That's what I understood, but I'm not 100% sure. That's why I'll leave that area a bit. Maybe Sumi have confirmed that it's, you don't know where you are but you know there is a position, you would accept that, and maybe it ends at the end of the week. So this area, I'm not 100% sure about it. But other than that, yeah, you would move from one round to another. The round starts immediately after the deadline. For instance, if it's like 2 hours or 3 hours, the first round, the round starts after that. So they can start calling you immediately. For instance, if the first round is from 12 p.m. Eastern time to 3 p.m. Eastern time, at 3 p.m. Eastern time, that's actually where everything returns back to normal. They can communicate with applicants. So there's no communication at all between 12 to 3 p.m. between the program and the applicants, except they extend the invite. Following the 3 p.m., they start communicating normally. And then after that, the round starts, the second round, and they won't communicate with applicants. And the sequence keep on going until and if we get matched, we withdraw our application and we wait up to the match at the end of the week, knowing that we matched. So that's, yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you so much. That was
Thank you.
Great, thanks.
Thank you, Marwa, for the question, and Mulham. Sumi, you want to add something, or you have a question?
Okay, thank you, Mulham, for clarifying that. I want to clarify a little bit more. So first, I think I will differentiate into 3 categories, like the people who matched for the main residency match. So they are not eligible for the SOAP. First, we have to remember that. Okay, so then the SOAP category basically divided into 2 days. I mean, 2 category, first round and second round. So if you matched for the first round, you are not eligible for second round. If you do not match for the first round, you are eligible for the second round. So that's how total SOAP works. So it is like if you match for the main residency match, you are not eligible for the SOAP. If you match for the first round of SOAP, you are not eligible for the second round of SOAP. So that's how it works. Second important things I want to mention, as the match day on Monday, I mean, that's not really the match day. The Monday, everybody is going to know you match or not. But before that Monday, 48 hours before that, like previous Friday, you are all of the participant who participated for match and registered for Nrmp. Regardless of your match, you are going to receive an email that you are eligible for SOAP. But please do not panic. That does not mean anything. You match regardless of your matching history. That does not mean that you match or you don't match. Why? Because it is a system. It's sorted out by software. It means that you registered for the Nrmp and you participated for your ERAS application for this session. That's why it is a random email for each applicant, regardless of their match system, that you are eligible for SOAP. But on Monday at 10 o'clock, you will receive that you match or not. It is not going to tell you where you match. Okay, the people who match, you are done. You don't need to, you are not eligible for SOAP. Now, the people who don't match, the first round of SOAP, you will be able to apply that Monday, I think 1 hour after, like 11 o'clock or probably 12 o'clock. And the program will be available to your email system and your ERAS system. And you can apply same as before through the ERAS system, the way you did before, like the main residency match. And you are going to receiving the interview from 2 o'clock onwards to next, like I think Tuesday afternoon or like Wednesday early morning. So in between, if you accept an offer, you got interview, and if you accept an offer, you matched basically. And then you're not eligible for the second round. But let's say if you got interview or you don't match for some reason, then you don't match and you are eligible for the second round of SOAP, then you can reapply. And if you match, program will, if you want to apply and reapply for the second round of match, it will not let you do that, because when you apply, it will tell you you are not eligible for second round of match because you are matched. So the second round of match, second round of SOAP, you are going to apply on Wednesday. And from Wednesday to Thursday, you're going to have like your interview, and also if you accept the offer or not. And Friday, ultimately, you are going to know where you match. That's how the whole system works. I think it's clarified. And another thing, I'm not sure because in between I missed a little bit. And so I want to clarify, during the SOAP season, if we apply for the program, This is the NRMP violation rules, and they maintain it very strictly. You are not supposed to, as a candidate, we are not supposed to communicate the program, not even program coordinator, through any emails. Please do not do that. I can give you like 10 examples. People did it and they got violation, and violation means like you're not eligible to apply for next year. So, like, please do that very carefully. I know people do that, like they call or they email, but email is very dangerous for this situation because they have then evidence for you to violate. So if you really know someone and you are 100% sure that program, the communication between you and the program, then probably, but I would suggest in general, it is very, they're very strict about these rules. So do not take that risk, I would suggest. Okay, this is one thing. Another thing, the people who sometimes how SOAP works, let's say we got interview in the same place. Let's say I interviewed in somewhere in University of Michigan or whatever. So if you see the same program, you applied and you interviewed, but there is an empty position for SOAP. You may reapply for that position, and there is a good chance that as they already interviewed you, so you have a good chance for that because they know everything about you. So there is a good chance that you may re-interview there. So I mean, it's up to you, probably that's safe. But other than if it is the totally unknown program and you don't know anything about that program, although probably it is closer from your home or something, but do not make that evidence to let them violate you or something like that. So that's the clarification from my side. Thank you. Thank you, Mulham.
Thank you, Sumi. That's great.
Thank you, Sumi, for the clarification.
Excellent. So if Khalid or Mulham, if you want to share that document on the app as well, you can upload as file, and that can be, I know you have the WhatsApp group, but if we can keep stuff also similar in the app, that would be great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure, I will.
All right. Any other questions or any other comments, clarification, addition to the subsection? Marwa, please.
Yes, just one comment for Khalid. I think this year they have a different schedule, so you might just want to check it because they sent an email from Nrmp. Because previous years I think used to be 3 rounds or so. This year is 4 rounds, and the timeline I think is different. So make sure you have that. I have the email. They sent an email and they have the link to the that page. I can put the link in the website maybe. If needed. Thank you.
Thank you. Or you can forward the email to me. I will upload that as well. Thank you. Khalid, you want to add something?
No, I just want to say, this from last year, and I think if Marwa has a link or she have the new one, she can share it in the app, or I will look for it and I will share it in the app.
That's good. I think, Mulham, if you go to your document, I think you have the updated, if I'm not mistaken.
I think there it's a PDF, so I can upload it there to the app. No problem.
Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem.
Any other questions about the sub or any other addition? Thank you, everyone. So we can go to the next section. Good news, we submitted finally all 4 abstracts. Thank you for all of you guys. You did a great job and hard work. Hopefully we can hear good news from them replying or accepting this abstract. I try to communicate with the person in the Center for Statistics, and I'm waiting for them to give us a green light as far as if they want to help us do some kind of small lecture or orientation about how to use this software, how to do analysis, how to use certain tests for certain data. So hopefully they will help with that. We're gonna record that and it's gonna be live. If someone of you is able to attend, that would be great, so that I can have question, answer, or clarification for things that you might not or you want to get clarified. If the timing is not good for you for whatever reason, then you will have that recorded, and we will try to answer your questions later if you have some. This is regarding the statistic and statistical software. Any questions? So we will try to focus on that. In the meantime, I think you did great work. I congratulate everyone. Oh, Khalid Osman, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yes, first I would like to thank you, Dr. Nader, for your effort. The statistics lecture will be really useful because I have a deficiency, and I think will be interested in attending this lecture. I would also like to suggest if we work on statistics ourselves, maybe we can present a topic about analyzing data next week or the week after that.
That would be great. That's a great suggestion. So I think some of you, or maybe all, have the access to the Excel file with the data from Sparrow for the two abstracts about the COVID and risk factors. So you can use that as a template or as a data to sort out things, that basics for you to do some tests. And when the statistician and they come across and run their lecture, you have some data to play with if you want to, because some of the things in statistic, if you do it, it will make sense. If you just listen to it a few hours later, you will forget it at all. So that one set of data. The other set is data from the nursing homes also, and that also can be used for certain statistical tests that you can use and just to play with around until we get the lectures going on. The second part or the things, if you can work on getting the working with Excel, if you improve on that, that will help. Some of the stuff will be used, like the statistical analysis can be used with Excel. Some advanced options will be used in SPSS or other statistical software. So if you get familiar with what Excel provide, it will save a lot for you also. I think there are a couple of videos on the app and on YouTube if you want to look at that in the meantime. That's regarding the statistic. Regarding the presentation, I'd like to thank all of you. I think most of you did a great job and uploaded the files about the presentation about the geriatric GRS slides. I hope that was not a big issue. I know some of you might have trouble uploading or maybe doing it, but my hope is that you did it a couple of times, you just practice, and the other hope is that you learned something and in that topic. Each one of you has a certain topic. Any comments, any feedback, if someone didn't upload any reason or any. Thank you. So I hope that you learned something in geriatric. You have other slides. When you get a chance, you can look other topics one by one, and also look at the other videos from your peer who uploaded. For the team leader, if you can make sure your team, all 4 members uploaded their files. If someone did not, can you reach out and see what is the problem? And let me know if I can be of help. The app, you can see it has all the presentation now out there. You can see all of them. So far we have 10 uploaded. So we have 6 fellows did not upload for one reason or another. If you can reach out and see. I know Ru'a sent me an email and she has some personal reasons. So that's okay. But if others have problem uploading or something, we can work on that. Great. Any other comments, any other questions before we go to the next? Okay, Ali, and then Marwa, Lubaba. Ali, go ahead.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Regarding the app, I just look for other presentations. I try to press on the link, but it keeps getting me on YouTube the same video. I don't know if it's a problem from my side or it's a application problem. I don't know. So some videos with the link, YouTube link, it keeps getting me to the same.
So this
video.
is the which one did you have trouble with?
I don't recall. I think anxiety and dementia, both they are YouTube link or what? No.
Anxiety has
Not
Kaltura.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, I think the palliative care by Rayyan. There is a link for YouTube and it is not open.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
this one.
Okay, I will fix that. Oh, sure, yeah. Okay.
It keeps getting me one way and off it.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah. Okay. I will fix that. So thanks for raising that point, Ali.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Lubaba, go ahead. And then Shumi.
Yes, thank you, Ali, Mulham, and everybody spoke today. I think, yeah, the main issue I faced, what Ali described, but I do have like an update from the AMDA. I don't know what that means, but it seems like the abstract's now completed. I think after we submitted the results and the discussion and everything. So I received that on the 13th, that's completed, but we're waiting for the further notice from them, but I'm not sure if it is going to be eligible for print at their journal at this time. So it was with the date of the 13th. So.
Excellent. So that's a good news. So at least we can present during the conference in March. So the next step is to identify who can set the roles for each one of you guys who will be presenting and what part of the abstract. This is one like assigning jobs. So you will be practicing what your section. It will be like let's say 10 minutes, 3 minutes for each, or 2 minutes for each, if there are 4 people. Similar to the students, MSU student presentation.
I think they will provide more guidelines regarding the timing.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then also, if you can develop the poster in a PowerPoint slide kind of way, so that you have the background, the graph, and the discussion and results, something like that ready. So also, if you can work together, maybe you can use Google Slides, so that everyone will work on the same document presentation, or whatever way you want to do it. So,
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks. Okay, Shami, you have a question or comment?
I just want to know that is that Kaltura that is it working? Because I tried to publish publicly, and then I upload that link, but I'm not sure it works like that or not. Or like other thing I can do is like I can collaborate with all the emails, like all fellows and Dr. Nadir as well. So I was curious about that. And another question is for AGS, that abstract. Like, is there any idea like when are you going to know that it is accepted or not?
Unfortunately, for the second question, I don't know. Hopefully, we will get an email similar to the email Lubaba received in a few days. So what happened is they have assigned committee for each section of the AGS teams. They will look at all the abstracts submitted and then review it and rank it similar way and accept, and then send the email of acceptance to us. So I will update you as soon as I hear from them. As far as the first question, I think your Kaltura is, the link is, let's see if it's working. It was working yesterday, so yeah, it's working. So it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, thank you. I just want to know that. It was confusing.
Yeah, sure, no problem. The other one I will fix. Okay, any other question? Go ahead. Someone was talking, sorry.
I have another question for data analysis.
Yes.
So there are some duplicate data for that one, which I had a little bit hard time to analyze that. So when I was trying to understand, like, let's say like for COVID cardiovascular paper, like how many percentage of people have hypertension, arrhythmia, and like heart failure and all that. And then I found out the percentage and it was not like accumulating 100%. And then I went back and I checked. And I found out because of that it is some duplicate data was there, like some people admitted twice, and which is giving me this like false estimation, like about 10% of the population, I guess, about whole things. So, and then I informed Mulham for that. I hope that he also fixed that analysis.
Yeah, Mulham sent me another email with that. So I think the best thing to do is to reduce the number because we are looking at admission, length of stay, and so forth. So if the patient was admitted 2 times, we will take one of them as considered for the data. Is it the right way of doing things? I think so, but I'm not sure. Maybe when the statistician comes and talk to us, maybe we can ask them about that. How do we solve this when we are encountering duplicate data? There is a way of cleaning things, but for this set, I think we can just use one admission for per patient instead of using more than one. Although the number of patients who were admitted 2 times, I think very low, but still because our data is small, this will the effect will be big. Thank you for raising that, Mulham and Shun. Any other comments or questions? Go ahead, Lubaba.
Thank you. Sorry for the multiple questions. I just remembered about ResearchGate invite, the new platform for research you sent us.
Yes. So
if you can talk to us about it and if it is safe, like kind of platform that we can put our information into.
Yeah. So
a lot of notifications.
Yeah. So most of you knows like LinkedIn, or it's similar to Facebook, but it's only for professional, if you will. So ResearchGate is similar in a way. You can register, and then if you have publications, it will update your publication statistics. By saying that, I mean, let's say I have an article that I submitted this January. So it will be published, and the main data basis for publication like PubMed or other ones will list that for me. So if you want to look my publication, you go to PubMed, you look for the author or the article title, so forth. ResearchGate, it will pick that up if I'm registered and list it on my CV or my list of publication. And if someone read my article, let's say Marwa opened that article, read it, then it will list that, oh, there is one person read your article. So it will list how many times my article is read. That's one point. The other point is if, let's say, Mulham wrote another article and put my article as a reference, then it will say that my article has citation. That someone has, so it will also, it will just sort out information from the big data set about me and about my publication, about my work, and the effect in general in the community. The more people read my article, the better is my number. If there is a, they call it an index number, it will go higher. There are different types of index, but the more people read and the more people cite my article, the better my position will be in the research community. And with MSU, so my index is one part, and because I'm with MSU will also get credit for that. So the more publication I have, and MSU will also increase their index number. So the more citation MSU will get from all the publication by the employee or the faculty, then MSU will be ranked in the ranking system for research. And that also will help when you apply for funding. They will look at your index. Oh, you are doing a great job in research. Then they will give you funding compared to some universities that are not active in the research, or if they are active, they don't have impact on the community or the field they are doing the research. So let's say writing a paper about telemedicine. Oh, telemedicine is a great job, and no one read it. So if they don't, then it will not have an effect. But if I write the same subject about telemedicine and COVID, and we can use it in certain situation where we can let people stay at home, and this has a big impact on all the physicians in the country use telemedicine because of my article, then it will have a bigger impact on the community, and it will have many people saw my or read my article, and then people will cite my article in their publication in the future. So my index will go higher, MSU index will go higher. It will help down the road for getting funded and so forth. This is how the research. In as far as your level, if you register, that would be great. It will give you an idea when you put your publication, so people will get to know each other. Let's say you are in the field of nephrology. You did some abstract in nephrology, you put it, so people will look at, oh, Lubaba is interested because she wrote something about nephrology. You add more topics or articles or abstracts, then more people will look into. It's like a networking in the field of a specific area, like in your area, let's say nephrology. Something like that. So it's, in a sense, it's a good for research. In another sense, it's a good for networking, like LinkedIn or Facebook.
Okay. Thank you. And can you even upload articles that did not published, like something you work on?
I think you can put that as, is it in progress, or there is a way to say it's submitted, I think. Don't quote me. I did it for one of, I think, the abstract we worked together.
Yeah, for the COVID.
Yeah, for the COVID. But yeah, just play with it, try it,
Okay.
and it will help when even in your applications, guys, you can put it in your CV or something that you have a research get ID number or something, so that if people are interested in research, they can look you up. And when you look at you up, they will have all the authors with you in it's like the Facebook. When you have you look your friend and then open one friend, it will have their friends, so you can also find some ways, yeah, networking from that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks. So I just want to share with you also that we have submitted and accepted an article was accepted for healthcare. I think this January. So I will share that with you guys if you wanna look at it and give me feedback. That would be great. And maybe in the near future, we can work on how we write papers, submit papers for certain journals. So it's also, it's a way similar to writing the abstract. You want to target the like AJS or AMDA, you see what their themes, and you basically try to put your article, conform it to their need. And if they are really interested in your paper, they will get that rolling. And it's back and forth. It's not like the abstract they will submit. Well, it's similar to the abstract we with the COVID and the depression in nursing home. You submit it, they will review it, send it back to you. You edit and revise, send it back. If they have more question or request, they send it back. So it's back and forth, and finally they will accept it. And that's what happened with this article. Thank you, guys. Any other questions? Okay. So how about suggestion for next week? I think we have planned one of the team will present about the COVID and the duration. Is it July to September somewhere?
Yes, it will be me. I'll be presenting that part.
Okay, sounds good.
So anything that I will specifically talk about other than that, like I think Ali told me that I'll be presenting the plasma exchange and
Okay, yeah,
right
yeah,
and
yeah,
those treatment.
yeah.
Okay. And the math of the COVID on that part on that period of time, right?
Period of time. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
If you have time to touch on the antibodies, because nowadays they are using it. Uh, uh, if not, then the next team they can
Sure.
highlight that.
Sure, I'll do that. But does it have to be on that period of time or in general, like
I think that's the time when they started both the plasma
okay,
and then they,
right.
if I'm not mistaken, maybe.
Yeah.
If not, then the next team will do. Okay, show me. Go ahead.
First, for that abstract, submission, I would like to thank you all. Although I was leading, but it is a group work, I believe, and I especially would like to thank Omnia for your great, reference and your idea. I hope that I think you already saw some patients' cardiovascular problem with COVID, which makes a difference, and Ali for your communication, time to time. It's really greatly appreciated. Mulham was literally 24/7 available when I need. And Lubaba, Marwa, and Aza, like you guys all put together all those your suggestions and all that. I mean, all of you, but I just want to mention all of your, contributions. Without any of your contributions, it won't be happen like that, because I know all of us are busy with something else also. But I'm like, it was a group work, great group work. And I also, this is a question regarding something else. I am going to have my COVID first vaccine next week. I would like to know from this group or Dr. Nadir, did anybody receive the vaccine, and is there any side effect or any kind of like feedback regarding that? I'm kind of scared kind of things, but from my work, I have to take it. Actually, it's kind of like mandatory type of stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. Um, Again, thank you everyone, and thank you all teams. All of you work hard, and hopefully this will uh, get a result. Even if we did not hear, at least you know the steps of doing research and working in teams and so forth. So in the future, it will be an easier thing for you. But thanks for the hard work, everyone. Um, on a personal level, yes, I did get my vaccine a few days on Tuesday, and it didn't, maybe a little bit of mild pain in the location that went away within the hour. Um, no significant side effects that I noticed. I did not sleep well the night before, so if I felt something weird, that I didn't know if it was because I didn't sleep well or because of the medication or the vaccination. Usually I don't take nap during the day, and that day I came and I took a nap. So I blame the night before because I slept maybe 3 hours total. So I don't blame the vaccine. From the physicians that in my group, all of them, they got the first vaccine, and yesterday they're supposed to have their second shot. I didn't hear anything negative or side effects. from the other groups and WhatsApp physicians, they got it. And again, they mentioned maybe a small pain in the local area, maybe slight fever, but nothing weird, nothing out of ordinary. Some suggest to take some reducing fever medication like Tylenol or something after you get your vaccination every 6 hours for a day or so. I didn't take any. So if anyone else wants to add, Lubaba, go ahead.
Yes, I want to second Sumi saying, and Dr. Nader as well. Thank you. Whatever we did all, it was really great teamwork, and everybody contributed in all of the abstract that we worked on. They were helping middle of the night, whenever they are reachable. They will reach back and check on you, and by email, by text, to see how they can help. So we appreciate that a lot. In regards to vaccine, I'm excited you're gonna get your vaccine. I had my first shot. Actually, I usually, when I get the flu shot, it's usually give me fever, tired, and fatigue. So I was really making sure that the next day I'm teleworking and I'm at home when I take the COVID vaccine. But interestingly, I did not get any fever after this vaccine, only localized pain on my arm. I did have neck pain, but I'm not sure if I wasn't sleeping well. My pillow is not adjusted the same way, or that's because of the COVID vaccine. But I did not need to take any painkillers, any fever reducer, because I did not develop any fever. So go for it. I really encourage you to do it. But then even as Dr. Nadir said, people got their second shot, you would expect that they will have like kind of more symptoms or develop fever or anything. So a lot of them not reported anything. For example, in our hospital, I remember the first 500 they did vaccinated, they were tracking them for symptoms. Only 5 of them reported kind of fever. So it seems like it's a safe, go for it. So I am advocating for people to get COVID vaccine.
Thank you, Lubaba and Dr. Nadir, for your feedback. I was kind of like, yesterday I read a news that from Norway, there are 26 people died due to vaccine. I'm not sure how valid that result or that news is. But, I mean, literally from my group, all of my colleagues already got the first dose. So it is kind of my time. So I can't postpone it. So I think I should get it. I'll go for it. But still, I'm just gathering all the data from my colleagues and, other physicians. But yeah, it kind of relieving from your feedback. Thank you.
Yeah, go for it. My other thing is I don't hear to the news. I don't watch news. I don't listen to the news. Maybe that's helpful too.
Yeah, I think you're right. At this point, I think before taking the vaccine, I'm not going to, listen any news. It's like news is everywhere now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Good luck.
Yeah, I just want to share. Yeah, I encourage you to go and take it. My experience is I had the appointment at 11. I went there 10 minutes and there was a very big line actually driving. So they used a hangar where they post horses, and it's like a big building. So you go inside with your car, and actually the line outside was big. When you go in, they divide you into maybe 4 lanes where you go, you stay, you fill the paperwork. In 2 minutes, you will be next. They're very organized. So they check you out and then give you the vaccine. You go next and you stay for 15 minutes. And that's all in your car. If everything all set, then you will be out. So within 20 minutes, 25 minutes, a lot of people got the vaccine, including myself. So I don't think there will be a problem there as far as serious complications. Good luck.
Thank you, Dr. Nadir. Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
think we should go for it. If we don't go for it, who will, right?
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Mulham and Ali. Mulham, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Go on, Mulham.
No, please, Ali. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to comment on Sumi's. It's justifiable. The Norway people who died. But what I read about, they are all 80 plus, and they are still investigating the cause. Is it a coincidence or it's directly linked to the vaccine? So far, I think they have investigated only 13 cases. And I don't know what are the results yet. That's all.
Perhaps next week, Ali or Sumi can give an update along with Dalia about this incident's kind of side effect, if any.
Okay.
If you follow,
Sure.
if you follow that. Thank you. Mulham, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to second what Dr. Nader, Luaba, and Sumi mentioned. I want to thank the whole team for their contribution and what they have done during the process. And actually, it was a great learning experience for me to do the data analysis and to involve in the Excel and involving all the data that Marwa mentioned during one of the slides presented, and what Dr. Nader mentioned in multiple times, the importance of thinking about certain areas with Excel, as well as the videos in the app. I usually use that, but then again, the illustration from Sumi 1 week ago was very helpful. She illustrated what to do, the filters. She made it very simple, and really, I'm very grateful for that point, because I was very easily able to do the process in less time based on that illustration and the whole data that was built on. So thank you for that opportunity, and thank you, Dr. Nader, for providing all such unique experience, really, for all of us. And and the whole team really did a great job. Thank you all. And so, madam, I can't add about the vaccine. I haven't taken the vaccine. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully, probably I will schedule in 2 weeks from now. I'm working on a new medical assistant also job, so probably I'll be taking it in 2 weeks from now. You will do great, Sumi. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Mulham and Ali. And Ali, yeah, I saw the news also, the people who are like 85 years and above. I talked to my dad yesterday and he mentioned that you're not there yet. You're not even half of their age. So don't think about that. Those people are like literally elder, like more than 80. So you should go for it. And thank you, Mulham and Ali, for your feedback and encouragement. I'll update on the news as well as my own experience probably next week sometime. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate. Any other questions or comments? Mulham, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to mention also Ali. He definitely did a lot of amazing things. Really, he did a transition between everything, between the team and Dr. Nader, and bringing the information as well. He was very supportive to me. Actually, he was always, Mulham, can you do that? You can. If you don't need, we can do some transition. So he did a great leadership role, and thank you, Ali, for what you did. I think today is his last day. Tomorrow will change. It will be really tough for the next who will take his position, as Luau mentioned. He's really, mashallah, he did a really amazing job. Thank you, Ali.
Yeah, sure, Mulham. Thank you all. Thank you. Bye.
And Ali, I would like to mention that you have a future for leadership role. Thank you. You're very organized.
Thank you, Sumi. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you, Ali. Go ahead, Lubaba. You want to add?
Yeah, I just don't want to miss the thank you note for Ali. And really, as Sumi said, he is a potential great leader in the future. Thank you so much for your effort. And I'm just checking with my fellows if they are having like a few time after this meeting, we can meet like for 10 minutes or so to inaugurate the new leader. And thank you, Ali, officially. So thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Lubaba. Again, thank you everyone, and thank you Ali, and thanks to your hard work and organization and getting stuff back in time. Good job. All right. Any other questions in general? Any other comments in general? We have the agenda for next week. Hopefully, anything else? Again, just a reminder for thank you for the team leaders and the new team leaders. If you can reach out to those who didn't finish the presentation, just give a reminder and see if there is a way that you can help, or as a group you can help, or you can reach me. I'd be happy to help. Again, it's the goal is not to overwhelm people if they have their personal life busy with important things. We understand that. If they have the time to work on it, that's helpful for them. And as a team, we want to encourage each other and see if we can help each other. All right. Anything else, guys? So yeah,
I have a suggestion, just maybe for not the next week, maybe the week after, or about presenting discussion about the structure of a paper of or a research. Like, for example, someone to present, or a team to present about the introduction or objective of a research and how to be done, and like the big components, and even if possible phrases or whatever. And the same thing goes to design and methodology, and someone to present about that, and also a team or a person from that team to present about the result, discussion, and conclusions. Like to devise this and to go in depth and details about each part, how to do it, the component, and the basic thing to look for. Thank you.
Excellent. I think that's a great suggestion. So perhaps we can do it in two steps. I think maybe step one is to take the phrases that are commonly used in, let's say, part one, the background. Part two is methods. Part three is data analysis. And then part four is discussion and conclusion, or what most people say or how they phrase things around. So this is a kind of one thing. The other thing is to see a paper where we can analyze and dissect and see what from these phrases that are commonly used, how this paper is constructed and used similar or different ways of writing for the same four section. Maybe first team will focus on the introduction part, and then second team will go over the methods part, and then third about the result analysis, and then the last team will focus on conclusion and discussion part. Unless someone think differently, maybe we can maybe in 2 weeks we can divide the teams to work on presenting something like that. And I suggest maybe I can work on the paper part, and then the fourth team will work on the section. What's the common phrases that are used? Any suggestion or comments on this? So not for this week, coming week, maybe the week after, maybe next meeting, we will discuss the steps each team will be assigned to what, and then in 2 weeks we will come again. We will present that as a group, and then the week after we can look at the papers that we published just now as an example, from scratch until it's published, what the steps we have and how we can compare what phrases people use to this published paper. Does it make sense? Okay, Marwa?
I think this is really a great idea and it's something that's much needed, especially like we can have idea about like we have the results, but the way we put them is very important to make things like interesting, and also even like the introduction, what like the even the sequence of the things, like for example the first part should be like a general and this coming ones should be explanatory and should be related to the topic. I think these things are important and hopefully help us in hopefully coming projects being able to master writing this maybe correctly from the first time. So I think this is really a great idea.
Excellent. Yeah, that's good. And before we started this meeting, I was thinking of doing similar thing, but that's for the future part. That for the presentation. You did great job with your presentation, but as always, there is always room for improvement, the biggest room. So every one of you did a great job. How we can self-analyze and improve in the next rotation. You're gonna do more presentations. So let's say in the next one, what area you want to improve on. So one part I was thinking is also during presentation, people use a certain word, certain phrases, certain things, way of doing things, or switching part or putting questions. So perhaps that also can be discussed in a future meeting where we can divide teams, or maybe just a couple of people will present of what the common things that are said in meetings, that let's say when you switch from one part in your presentation to another part, what kind of phrases you want to use. Some people say let's switch gears, some people say whatever other phrases that can be used, something like that. So it will help you down the road when you are presenting, hopefully when you are in as a resident or as an attending in the future. Go ahead, so Shuni.
I would like to add something, Dr. Nadir. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, yeah, for presentation, I agree. The more we do, more we will improve. Even like this kind of presentation, I'm doing it for a long time for my master's program and also for the like even like for ASCO. This year it was virtual, American Society of Clinical Oncology. So I have published an abstract and I have to I had to do a poster presentation. So it's same thing like that, like I have to upload, like record a video and then I have to send it to them. But I feel like some everybody has some unique like buzzwords and we use that. So like for me, like I say like such as so many times, I felt for unnecessarily I mentioned that word for so I feel like everybody, all of us, something like, as you mentioned, we have some room for improvement, and this is a good platform to improve because we have lots of people and lots of feedback. I really like that idea. It will help for as a resident, as a fellow in future for all of us. second thing for your research things, what I understood, like we might have, like we all have like so much data and all that. One thing I want to share this, video also. I feel it's very hard for people who talks but cannot see also. I feel that problem, so I don't want to interact that problem to arise that problem to all of us. So anyway, so what I felt is, how about that, like this time like this, when I was analyzing the data, I feel like sometimes we understand the data as a clinician, as a researcher, but probably we don't know how, or like what kind, like for this data set we have lots of variable, lots of outcome, right? But it took me I'm talking about myself, it took me literally like 2 days to figure out, like how I can sort out the data and what information will be useful or like evident or like valid to put. So then I try to think like probably length of hospital, mortality, and ICU admission or not, and what variable I can sort out for cardiovascular as well as others. So I think this is very important to know as a researcher, as a clinician. Sometimes we have lots of data available, but we don't know how to put it together and how to make it valid. So is there any opportunity, like even like from MSU, any of the faculty who is like excuse me, who is the like researcher or somebody can give a like lecture or something, like how to do it, or excuse me, something like that. What my suggestion, if you ask, like I have a suggestion for you, probably from my public health faculty, I may ask some of the faculty that if they want to do it, as I'm a student for them. So it is for all the MSU student. All fellows are basically considered an MSU student. But that's a suggestion. If you would like me do that, I may send email and CC you, or like, let's see how they react or something.
Sure, I think that's a great idea, and that's one of the things that I think we should plan on the coming weeks, is to have some lectures setting topics, like one part of the analysis part, epidemiology, they can help, statistic, they can help. So how to figure out the data, what analysis tests you want to use, how you present even the data, what graph you want to use, something like that. So I think great idea. So if you want to lead that, and if you want to ask someone to, we have budget to compensate for let's say 1 hour of presentation, a couple of hours for a couple of persons maybe. That also we want to do with how we do write papers, also maybe similar way. We can ask someone of the faculty here at MSU to present, maybe Dr. Henry Berry, when he writes, how he developed his thoughts, what the process, how they, because there is another one here at MSU. When I was writing with my team, and this article, she was reviewing it. She was also an author with us, but she had a completely different view. When I started the basic sketch, she torn it apart. She said, "I'm sorry, but this is how the reviewer will look at it. So you have to put this in the upper part of the introduction. These are the 2 sentences that catch their whatever, and then put some reference." And then, so I learned from her the process, not only writing, but also what the other part, like the reviewer will look at your article from what angle. And it makes sense for me, because sometimes you just get involved on, this is what I want to say, but it's not how you do things. You want to make sure it's heard right, or people will understand what you are saying. the right way. So maybe someone will come and talk to us, or maybe a couple of times with different reviewers or writers, see how they do it, and maybe they can teach us how to do that. That's great suggestion. Thank you.
So I would like to suggest about Dr. Rebecca Malouin. If you
Oh, she is great. I completely agree. And she's very helpful. So yeah, shoot her an email, CC me, and see if she is willing to. That would be great.
I think she's the associate professor for family medicine department as well, and I did research with her a lot during my fellowship program, and also I'm a student of her now. So I have a collaborative project with her, with someone and all of whatnot. She's mentoring one of my project also. So I feel like she's really great for data and for like how to, what's the lack of the students, and she deals with the international students, which I feel like, not all faculties, I felt like, because I'm taking course every, semester, not all faculties are comfortable, like cannot understand the comfortability of the student. But she has a like a global health perspective, like she had a PhD from global health, I think from John Hopkins. So she worked, what I want to suggest, like she worked with the international people, so which will be helpful for us. She can understand like what's our lack, and what we may anticipate, something like that. So I feel she's very good for helping people and all that. So of course I will email her and CC you, and let's
definitely, that would be great. Really excellent. So the two themes we will focus on the next few months is how you do analysis with data and statistics, and the other part is how you write and publish. So if we focus on these two themes, that would be great. On a personal level, if you want to work on your own improvement as far as using PowerPoint, expressing and using presentation skills to improve on that, that also is just the more you do it, the better. Some might have, I had this before, when we have meetings, sometimes they ask me to present. I'm like, oh, I don't want to present. I will just pretend I'm sick, or I'll find some reason. It's just the anxiety of presenting a topic. Sometimes the topic might be just an easy one, but it's called public speaking, the part where you are in front of people. That also kind of anxiety provoking. So if you want to practice more, you will have at least the skills that you will be confident. And if you have the tool to manipulate or maneuver things around, no matter what the topic, you will just feel, oh, I know this, and I will present it as if I know it. So we will work on that down the road. So for now, I think you did great, everyone of you. But there is always room for improvement. Thank you for suggestion. So any other questions or any other suggestion, comments? It's 1 o'clock before we conclude the meeting. All right, so for next agenda, next meeting, we have the agenda ready. And if you have questions, always feel free to contact me. I appreciate your effort and your hard work. Thank you so much, everyone. And I wish you a nice weekend, and see you next Saturday. Thanks. Have a great day.
Thank you. I will send an invite for your team to meet for 10 minutes if you don't mind. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, guys.
Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.